too often people look at the exterior of the LGBTQ community. It's why I wanted to do RuPaul's Drag Race, because I wanted to take a look into the brilliant performers that people are as well. And to not just be defined by the obvious things that everyone else defines them by.
Several costume changes, the London Gay Men's Chorus,
Yes.
a full lineup of dancers,
I
and
know
Luke
where you're
Evans.
going with this.
Is this possibly the most camp celebration of Christmas that you've ever had?
It's a celebration of Christmas and see, I think camp is sometimes derogative, and I even think it's derogative to the gay community because it's just joyous, you know? So I think it's a mixture of all of it, and I had to have, I even pitched the London Gay Men's Chorus in the actual pitch.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I said I want to have the London Gay Men's Chorus. I'm a patron of the chorus, and I want to have them in it. I want them to flood the stage and show people what they do. Because what people hear is gay. They don't hear all of it, which is a beautiful group of human beings who have each other's backs and totally know how to sing and are beautiful musicians. So I wanted to give them that platform because I don't get to see them very much anymore. And then all the clothes and the backdrop and everything are a nod to a bygone era that I don't think that we really embrace so much anymore. And if that's camp, then I'm totally down with it.
Oh, totally, yes. Which would you say is more camp, though, if you had to choose between the two, your Christmas special or Eurovision?
Probably Eurovision. Yeah, when you got the cha-cha-chas in there. That was all quite camp. Now, that really is camp.
Absolutely.
Yeah, all of that's really camp. But coming from musical theatre, you know, we've always had, like, Eurovision parties. And so when they asked me to do it, I was just like, oh, my God, the West End are going to love this.
I think everyone did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it took the whole country.
I know.
And so what you know, you've mentioned in the special it's been your dream to do something like this.
Yeah.
Where did that come from?
I think probably because I had guested on Michael Bublé's Christmas special, which was really, I couldn't believe that he'd asked me, and he was so lovely. And then doing the Christmas special for Ted Lasso, it was my manager, Nick Tedisco, that said, I feel like we could do something here. And I was like, oh, do people do that aren't big pop stars? And he said, well, we can go and ask, can't we? And Apple TV Plus were the obvious bedfellows, and they couldn't have been more celebratory and more encouraging and delivering at every turn.
And one of your special guest stars, of course, is the wonderful Luke Evans. What was it like for you to sing with him? Have you sung with him before?
Well, I'm sure people will think that he and I have either been in a movie together or been in a TV show together, but we've actually known each other. We've never worked together on stage, but we've known each other from theatre for like 20 years. Which is why we mention it in the song, because we didn't want people to think that, you know, I didn't want anyone to think that any of my guests have been like shoo-ins because they're famous faces. Every single person I sing with is there for a really, really deep-seated reason.
Can you remember the first time you met Luke Evans?
I met him when he was doing Taboo, the Boy George musical, at what was called the Leicester Square Theatre then. He must have been early 20s then, and I remember thinking, who's that boy? Because he was really fabulous.
Now, you say you haven't acted together on stage.
No.
If you could do a musical with Luke Evans, what would you want to do?
I think it would probably be something more traditional, like a Kiss Me Kate. I think we'd be pretty good in that together.
I was going to suggest Sweeney Todd.
Sweeney Todd, yeah.
I could see him as Sweeney Todd and you being an excellent Mrs. Lovett.
Yes. I mean, I feel like that. Or we could like Annie, Miss Hannigan and Daddy Warbucks. But yeah, that's a good idea.
Well, I expect some credit if that,
I like
if that
it, yeah.
happens. I'll look
you
for
know.
the credit. And as someone with a large number of LGBTQ followers, what does it mean to you to be an ally of the community?
Everything. It wouldn't cross my mind to not lift the LGBTQ community up. I feel like often the community is judged for being one thing externally, and I'm there to show people, you know, it's why I had the chorus there, it's why I had two of my greatest loves of my life are Scott Baker and Patrick Davey, the fabulous lounge swingers. It's why I have them singing with me. They've been together since they were 15. They've been married for the last 10 years, but they've, you know, been together for 35. They are my daughter's godfathers and fabulous, fabulous performers in their own right, and without doubt the most successful marriage and couple I know. And I think too often people look at the exterior of the LGBTQ community. It's why I wanted to do RuPaul's Drag Race, because I wanted to take a look into the brilliant performers that people are as well. And to not just be defined by the obvious things that everyone else defines them by.
Christmas can obviously be a tough time of the year for many people, including those in the community. What is your message to people in the community at this time?
To hold each other close, and your family are the ones that you choose just as much as the ones that you're given.
And you mentioned the fabulous lounge singers there. What was it like for you to sing with them after knowing them for so long?
Just gorgeous. And I made it quite clear to Apple from the get-go that they were no lesser guests than the more known guests, and I love the fact that people are really enjoying the coverage we've just put out with our lovely Phil Dunster, and it's a chance to show my older friends and my newer friends, and it's how it should be at Christmas, everyone coming together.
And did the whole thing live up to your expectations?
Far surpassed it. Apple and Dun and Dusted, my manager, and everyone around it, the dancers, Matt Flint, the choreographer, my director, Hamish Hamilton, all of it, Misty Buckley's set, everything, Dave Tench, my musical director, everyone bringing their utter A-game. So, I had to show up myself.
Now, I mentioned as I came in, my favourite number was, or certainly one of them was Oh Holy Night. It's one of my favourite Christmas songs of all time. What was your favourite number to get to perform?
Well, I genuinely don't have a favourite because they are all so different, and that's why I chose them. But that was special in a different way because it's the centrepiece. It's the reason, it's what I've hung the whole special on. I've kind of worked from the inside out and packed it so that that moment of truth of telling people why we were there is packed in with a beautiful arc that side of it and a beautiful arc out of it. But that centre piece was what I was about and why I wanted to be in that theatre.
And were there any songs that didn't quite make the set list that you kind of wanted to get
They'll
in?
be in round 2.
Oh, okay, so we can look forward to a second Christmas
I think
special.
so.
Oh, wonderful. And obviously, beloved by Ted Lasso fans. Any news of a spin-off and whether you might be involved in that?
I don't know. I'm the wrong person to ask.
Would you like to be involved?
Oh my God, of course. Well, we all would.
Yep.
I was speaking to 2 of them yesterday, another one the day before, spent the weekend with 3 of them. We are all circling each other all the time.
And what's the Ted Lasso WhatsApp chat like? I can imagine that's a fun one.
Chaotic and constant and very loving.
Wonderful. Thank you very much.
Thank you, lovely.